Wonders of Grace, Henry Chinnery. This good brother has been long hesitating about joining the church, having got it into his head that a certain degree of perfection, if not perfection itself, was necessary. He has been trying to work himself up to that, but all his efforts failing, and having, like the poor debtors, nothing to pay, he has come at last just as he is, a poor sinner and nothing at all, finding that Jesus Christ is his all in all. He came first to New Park Street when the pastor preached at Exeter Hall, and seemed so led that although tempted over and over again not to come, insomuch that he often came when the service had begun some quarter or half an hour, yet he seemed as though he could not keep away, though at the same time he had to suffer many sneers and jeers even then. Some few months after he first attended, he was convinced of sin under one of those who then occasionally preached. It seemed to him that someone had told the minister all that he had ever done. This drove him to prayer. By degrees, light broke in upon his soul, and he feels confident that Jesus had found him and will not leave him. These are his own words. Our good brother I have long noticed very regular in attendance upon the means of grace, and is in good reputation at New Park Street. Mr. Collins, I know, thought well of him and Mr. Burton and myself, and therefore recommended him. Signed, Frederick Gross. Humphrey White is son to our esteemed brother and sister of the same name. Used to frequent tea gardens and such like places of amusement, and plunged into the very depths of sin. His father used to pray with and for him, and when once asked upstairs to a prayer meeting, he at first refused, but eventually went, but only to please his father. Used occasionally to come to Mr. Hanks's class, and about 3 weeks ago, while his father and a good Christian brother, a soldier of the name of Broom, were praying, he felt deeply affected, and felt greatly his burden of sin. This led him to pray himself secretly in the meeting, and Mr. Spurgeon the same evening preached from the words, "Escape for thy life." He describes his feelings as being wretched and yet joyful. Wretched on account of sin, but joyful that there was a hope set before him in the gospel. He feels confident that he is a changed character, that he never can go back to his old ways now. His whole trust is in Jesus Christ. Last Sunday he felt especially blessed while in the class. Wishes to be baptized in obedience to Christ's command. I believe this young man to be a sincere believer. His father and mother both bear testimony to the changes that have been wrought in him. I therefore gave him a card. Signed, Frederick Gross. To God be the glory.